Hi everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, by the time you're watching this, it'll be the week's almost halfway over. 2 more days till the weekend. Hope everybody's excited. Got some plans. I'm getting out of the house. I'm going down to Pensacola again just to fool around. Pensacola is only about an hour from here, so whenever I just need to get out and see something new, I go down there. Today's video is life before a raw food diet and now. How different that is. I do videos every day, so if you're not familiar with my channel, if you haven't been here before, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button now so you can come back and see more content when it comes out. And then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Oh, how is life different? I just got in this train of thought last night, and it's different in so many ways. Well, there's first not only the food situation, but you know, as I've mentioned many times, I was drunk for 30 years, so I kind of lived like a dirty life of debauchery, and yeah, it just wasn't the most positive in the world. I went to some very dark places. I hung out in places that most of you kind people, nice people, shouldn't be. Sometimes I'm grateful that I'm just still walking around, that I'm alive. Seriously, I did a lot of stupid things back in the day too. That's one thing I didn't even have down in my notes today. Stupid has kind of gone, that's gone way down since I changed life and came to this lifestyle. But some of the things that I really notice, like as much, you know, like I say, it's a combination. When I think about it, like how much change would there have been in my life if I'd have simply just stopped drinking and kind of lived just a healthier life, but I hadn't come to this raw food diet. I hadn't come to a plant-based diet. So I kind of try to figure out and calculate, which I can't do, how much of the changes I've seen over the last 6 or 7 years are from the food, and how much is from the just simply not pouring as much booze as possible down my throat anymore. One of the things that changed a lot was my mood, the way I am every day. Now, I wasn't one of those heavy negative people. I probably wasn't that guy that you're just going to like block on YouTube or be like, damn, Jack's negative all the time. But I kind of had this little snarky, sarcastic edge to me. I was always kind of in a pissed off mood, kind of in a sarcastic mood. And that was one thing that's changed completely. I don't find myself argumentative anymore. I wake up pretty much every day, knock on wood. One day something bad will happen or things won't be as good, and then I'll have to deal with them. But I don't wake up looking for trouble. I wake up, you know, the practice of being grateful is, you know, along with the food, has just made me realize, you know, how good life is now. And I'm pretty much happy every day. I'm in a good mood almost every day. I still have my moods at times, though, very much so. I control it a little bit better now. Another one, too. Now, I don't have this huge weight loss story, but and I've shared before and after, although I don't have a whole lot. My before, I was probably about 210 pounds when I kind of got started. I'm around 160 now. So I didn't really wasn't like I was huge or big overweight, especially with a shirt on. You wouldn't have even like said, oh, that's an overweight guy. But it was always, you know, kind of that extra weight around the middle. And it was always up and down. I could get real buff for a while. I could get pretty lean. I could be in the gym. But the way I ate back then, you know, always about the protein and a standard American diet and this and that, it wasn't sustainable. I guess to some people it is, because I do know people out there that just eat, you know, pretty much everyday stuff and they keep their weight is stable. But I don't think that's the average person. You know, either people gain and they never lose the weight, or if it was like me, and that probably kept me from ever ballooning up too much. I kind of had a ceiling on my weight. But it was constantly, you know, it was kind of up and down, up and down. There was like there was probably a 25-pound range of up and down, before I really, you know, lost a good bit. And like I say, that would just that never was stable until I came to eating the way I do now. Now it's like I have to focus. You know, I have to pay attention to make sure I'm eating enough. I don't have to focus on that like I used to. Things have kind of stabled out. I've learned how much I need to eat, and it's kind of on cruise control. So I can pretty much just, you know, eat and eat and eat and stay the same weight. And that is something I haven't found very many people able to do on any other diet, lifestyle, or whatever. Some people, like I say, are lucky. They never gain weight, and they stay weight no matter whatever they eat. But for me, that was a big change. Looking back, like I say, and it's kind of sad because it was so many years. I always felt kind of marginally shitty. And I got used to that, you know, between the drinking and eating, like eating a standard American diet. And when I was eating a standard American diet, a lot of times when I was in my heavier drinking periods, the food wasn't that good. A lot of bar food, a lot of, you know, like wings, nachos. I did barbecue, whatever. So you know, between the two, I never really knew what true feeling good was until now. You know, and you know, you didn't have anything to compare it to. Yeah, there were days I thought I felt well, and I don't want to say, like, you know, I see some of the pain and sickness that people suffer from these days, and it wasn't anything close to that. I mean, I made it through my day. I didn't feel that bad, but it was kind of that, you know, what I'm talking about when you're eating that standard American diet and. Like even sometimes, you know, people that eat plant-based, but they're eating heavier and they're not eating as clean of a plant-based diet. You know, there's ifs. You know, sometimes a person wakes up. I remember back then I was just like, I wonder what I ate that caused that indigestion. I wonder what I ate that caused that heartburn. Ooh, why is my stomach kind of funky today? I remember that's a term that I used, that a number of my friends probably still use. You know, what do you feel bad? Are you sick today? No, I've just kind of got a funky stomach. And it was always like, not sure what I ate that made me feel like that. Now it's pretty much, you know, if I do feel bad, I'm almost like a parent. Oh my God, what kind of disease have I contracted? Because I know what I'm putting in my body, and I know these things don't make me feel certain ways. So now everything you know, I feel good all the time. And I don't have these just little things that I used to not pay that much attention to, but looking back, yeah, they weren't all that fun, you know, like the whole stomach digestive issues type stuff. And I didn't have it that bad, which is why, like I say, on this, I feel so sympathetic for people that deal with the Crohn's, with UC, ulcerative colitis, irritable bowel symptoms, or irritable bowel system, whatever that one is. I forget what the S actually stands for. Because, you know, nothing worse than a bad stomach. And now, like I say, that if I had something like that, that's when you're talking about I would be almost fanatic about what I was eating, really working through the issues. I'll just kind of side note there, man, if you've got something like UC or Crohn's or IBS or you know, serious gut disorders, leaky bowel syndrome, man, I just really encourage you to think about what you're putting into your body. I hear people all the time like want to get advice. They've got ulcerative colitis or Crohn's or something, and they want to get advice to me about how to stay motivated to stay on this lifestyle. I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. If you're not motivated by the pain you feel from that, I got a good buddy that suffers from UC, won't eat anything remotely like I tell him, but he suffers from it, and he's gone through I've seen some serious bouts he's gone through, so I'm like, if that pain doesn't motivate you, crazy old senile hippie looking Jack ain't gonna motivate you. But yeah, I feel good all the time now, and I love it. The digestion, you know, not as far, I've mentioned digestion in a different kind of, in a different way, not so much just feeling good or feeling not good, but just the process of my digestion, just the flow of it, if you will. Like, you know, I always feel light. Well, almost always. There's no such thing as always and never, but I mostly always feel light. I feel like, you know, I don't carry around a lot of extra, that I empty myself. Things digest quickly. You know, I keep my combos within reason. And the digestion is just so much better than it was before. And I'm not coming, and I don't have as drastic a story there either. I didn't come from any bad digestive issues. I could pretty much eat anything back then. I didn't have bad digestion. Once again, I just didn't know what good digestion was until I came to this lifestyle. Energy. Oh my God, you know, energy is through the roof. I had energy. I had kind of false energy back in those days. Like hell, I had energy days when some days I'd wake up still drunk, you know, pour a couple of espressos into myself, drink a couple more beers, and I thought I had energy, but then bam, you would crash really hard. This is a nice, sustainable, not kind of, you know, jittery type energy that just makes you feel like you can go and go and go and go all the time, even after a meal. That's one thing I really enjoy, is not the way I eat now is not getting that major pull down after eating, like, you know, not eating and going, okay, nothing else can happen now for the next 2 or 3 hours, or eating and saying, okay, I can't go work out, or I can't go do this or that for a while because, you know, I ate such a heavy food or a heavy meal. And, you know, there's lots of other issues. My eyes, people always ask me, have your eyes changed? My eyes have always been blue. My eyes have always been fairly bright. I do notice they're a lot brighter now because, you know, the whites, it's not that the blues are any bluer, it's just that the whites are a lot clearer than they used to be. Skin, I mean, I'm going to be 54 in you know, a couple of months. So skin, you know, what is a skin supposed to be for a 54-year-old guy that has abused the sun a lot? I mean, in my earlier days, I was out there a lot. So there's lots of sunspots, sun damage. But in general, I look at photos back, you know, comparing and trying to kind of think of how I would have aged, you know, on the other lifestyle. And I definitely see, like, not like I'm going to look young or anything, but I see more of a lightness, more of a smoothness in this part of my face that's not covered by hair. And yeah, I mean, I can just tell, I feel like I have good skin for somebody my age that's damaged, you know, that's damaged it by the sun as much as they have. But I notice things about it, like certain areas of my skin, like my forehead and things, they're smoother. And even at a certain age, you may not have pimples, but I do remember back before this lifestyle, I would have these blemishes or blackheads or different, you know, bumps or this and that on my face, and I don't have those anymore. But yeah, in general, it's just like it's night and day. And before I finish this video, like I say a lot of times, I don't necessarily say the raw food diet changed my life or the raw food diet has been responsible for every change that's come about, my outlook, you know, all that. But it was a catalyst. It was definitely a catalyst for change for me. It kind of gave my body, it kind of let my body kind of cleanse itself out, get all the gunk out of my head and my body to where I could think clearly. And I think it kind of, like I say, it was the starting board, it was the springing board for me to make major changes in my life. So anyhow, one last thought to finish this thing off. Sometimes, you know, especially the kind of next level people that always have a suggestion as to how you're not quite doing the lifestyle right, and they have, well, should you be eating this? Is that organic? Are you eating too much of this? Well, you know, they say about this and that. I don't really give a damn. I look back and, you know what? Even if I'm not doing things all like completely right now, I'm in much better shape. I like the outlook for my future a lot better than how it was when I was eating the standard American diet and living like I was before. So if I'm not doing everything perfect on this diet, I'm really, you know, I still try to educate myself. I still try to fill in the gaps, but I'm not going to sweat that all that much because I could have stayed on the standard American diet. And I will put, you know what, if you got to give me two choices, I'll eat like I'm eating and say, let the consequences be damned over eating a standard American diet. That's so interesting that people will say, well, that's just not healthy how you're eating. You can't sustain this or things are going to happen when. So, hey, brother, how you living on a standard American diet, eating, you know, fast food 5 times a week? You like your chances better or mine? Anyhow, just my 2 rambling cents worth there. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.